Oh, here's the intro. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unpopular Review. We're talking about, before we go any further, spoilers, because we're talking about Thor, Love and Thunder. And I'm joined with my two of my favorite co-hosts. We got Eat Boogie, we got Cedar Superior, and we're here to talk about Marvel's latest movie. Before we even went on air, Eat Boogie was already going on a rant, and I'm just interested in hearing it.
Oh,
So
God.
why don't you take the floor and tell us, what did you think about? Why don't you kick it off? Then C, why don't you? And then, because I'm in the middle, I get to go fast.
I'm not mad at it.
Please don't.
Okay. Love and Thunder. Not only nicknames for my thighs, but also the name of this film. Now, let me get into this. First and foremost, I didn't want to see this movie. I had no interest in it. I had no interest in any of the Thor franchise. I know Ragnarok. But no part of the Thor anything, like anything Viking related Thor-ish, that's not like Vikings, like legit historical Viking stuff, it's just not of any interest to me whatsoever. Like, Thor, fine as he want to be, although that first movie or two, he had that horrible lace front.
Yeah, the lace front.
Which was a main reason why I didn't want to see it, but on top of everything else, I had no interest in seeing this movie.
Oh.
Went to see it anyway, for the sake of unpopular review. Kudos to my colleagues for getting me to pay some money I didn't want to spend. out of respect for y'all, because I care about y'all, I care about this franchise.
Thank you.
This had a very interesting plot and a really interesting presentation. You start with a little narration on one of Thor's classic adventures, where he's kind of contemplating and reminiscing on better times in his life while his colleagues are fighting to the death.
Haven't we all done that, though? Like, we took the worst time to just contemplate about life when things are going wrong for our friends.
In the middle of war? In the middle of war? I mean, no. Well, okay. So what we do in the group chat is observe when people are because it's entertaining. But it's Civil War, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Avengers Civil War, the best of that franchise. That being said, I was not following a lot of this, probably because I didn't have any interest in the previous movies. But every time that I got a chance to see Thor's abs, it like grabbed my attention again.
Amen.
Mine too, girl.
I really do. I'll say this too, which was a highlight for me. I really appreciated all the costumes. I thought they were amazing. I loved his costume. It has, it wasn't red, white, and blue, but the red, blue, and gold situation, that felt very ethereal and American to me. I thought that was kind of cool, even though he's not even of Earth. And love Natalie Portman. Always love Natalie Portman. Love her whatever she does. But yeah, her story was just tragic in this. I was so butthurt that Mjolnir didn't work. Mjolnir was kind of like half-assing it to me. Like, what's the deal? You're supposed to protect. You're supposed to protect. That's your job, is to protect her.
And he's making it worse.
And making it worse. I did like the kind of personification of Stormfront. I thought that was so funny. That was a real treat. Stormbreaker, sorry. Stormfront. Oh, God. Stormbreaker. I thought the Stormbreaker, Mjolnir, Thor dynamic was super entertaining. I don't know why treating inanimate objects like humans is entertaining to me. It just is. I relate to it on some level.
Me too.
Particularly my Bob, my battery operated boyfriend.
Hey.
Shouts out Bob. I really also hated. Like I felt like this was the most accurate portrayal of Zeus I've ever seen on film, though.
Yes.
I will say that they were on the nose with that. Like every myth and legend and story that I've read about Zeus, he fit the personality.
That's a good eye, actually.
Yeah.
No, because like a lot of times they've always portrayed Zeus as like some kind of heroic figure. Meanwhile, he was kind of a dick. So that's actually really interesting that you point that out. Because at first I was going to say, yep, I absolutely, when I think of Zeus, I definitely think of Russell Crowe. Immediately I was going to say that until you said that.
For sure.
It was the accent for me. I was like, okay, he tried to give him a little, Greek or Italian accent. I appreciated that instead of being like a British thing.
I did too. Speaking of accents, the little the little extra clip at the end where they reveal Hercules is now going to be in the foray. The actor that plays him is from Ted Lasso. I absolutely love that actor. He is so handsome, and he did such a good job in that little 5 seconds. I was so it was so yes.
I was a little underwhelmed by the choice of casting. I don't know. Maybe I'm still. I don't know.
You watched Ted Lasso?
I've never watched Ted Lasso, so I've only seen the 2-second clip of him at the end of the movie. This guy. But I was hoping to see more, Disney original musical type themed guy, almost reddish hair. I wanted to see Hercules from the Disney movie in real life. That's what I wanted to see.
Who?
You mean Thomas Jefferson? Because that's the only tall, red-headed man from history I can think of.
The Hercules movie. I was wanting him to see him, but apparently they have another that in the works. Apparently.
Okay, we'll see. Hopefully that does come out next year at the latest. Christmas this year at the earliest, I'll accept. I want to touch on 2 more things because I'm basically about to wrap this whole movie up for real, because this is all the highlights.
Sure.
There was surely some lowlights. Bruce Wayne.
Bruce.
That was the best character, most well-written antagonist that I've seen in this phase. Now, not to shade Wanda, but all of her development happened on the show. Her movie installment was not. It was just I get the foundation. It had the foundation already to build upon, but the character on the movies was just man, it just wasn't she was delivering the lines and all that. And I loved what they did with the character direction, but this antagonist, had a very justifiable backstory and motivation. I was kind of on his side. I was feeling very much so Thanos was right when it comes to this movie, because this dude had every reason in the world to be on what he was on. I mean, you already said spoilers, so trying to kill all the gods because basically they don't care about us and we're just pawns to them. We mean nothing to them, including their own worshipers, their own fan base. They're just whatever, sweep under the rug. So he did members. Yeah, I think he did a great job. Shouts out to Bruce. And then
Can I? I didn't mean to interrupt. You're doing such a tremendous job. When you sat here and said, I forgot the villain's name, but we said Christian Bale's character, when he said they don't really care about it. Did you wish, as he cut the guy's head off, they had Michael Jackson, they don't really care about us, and they just
I did think of that.
That would have been, as soon as you said that, that would have been great in there. Yeah, it would have been great too, see.
There was no more room for jokes in this movie. It had a little bit, too many jokes.
They did have a lot of jokes, actually.
They're getting back to their roots. They're getting back to their roots. I think I had one more thing, but I don't. I mean, the ending was really, really cute, and my heart fluttered at it. But yeah, man, I don't know. Thor's still kind of a ditz, which is weird to me. He's had so much life experience at this point, and he's still kind of a ditz. Very odd. Also, I thought the only thing that could kill gods was that sword, and yet, but I guess they proved me wrong when Zeus came back in that last little clip, because I was like, how the hell did Zeus die by his own weapon? I feel like there should be something they should be connected in some way that it's it doesn't impact him. But I guess they proved me wrong, because I was like, well, how is he dead? What? But that was it. That's all I got.
Well, I would say for me, right, I really enjoyed the movie. I don't know. I will say there were a touch too many jokes. I could have done without a few choice scenes. I feel like some of those jokey scenes could have been cut, and that time could have been used to actually show the God Killer or God Slayer actually killing more gods. I think the film would have been better served with more screen time for our villain. Because again, he was really, really interesting, just multi-layered. You kind of got his reasoning behind things. You felt brokenhearted with him because he lost his faith, he lost his child, he lost his society. And all he had left was this vengeful spirit, or this need for revenge. And I feel like he should have got way more screen time than what he got. I'm still upset that Jane, I know you said you love Natalie Portman, but Jane and Thor have no chemistry. I said it in the first Thor, second Thor.
They showed a montage. They had a montage of enjoying each other's company.
No chemistry, none whatsoever. They look like freaking brother and sister, like platonic.
And to this day, I never understand why C thinks a lot of these characters are like cousins or brothers and sisters. Because
I'm saying, I know you're not related, but still,
okay.
Like the amount of sexual tension and romance, I felt. Thor was naked, butt booty naked, in Zeus, and she didn't even wink an eye. I'm like, girl.
So what you're saying is I did more than Natalie. I'm just saying. You're saying so. What you're saying is she didn't show no kind of emotion when his ass was bare. So what you're saying is I did more than Natalie. Copy.
She been there, done that. It's not gonna be surprising to her.
But still, it's been some years. He said it's been 8 years. If you ain't seen that thing in 8 years, you should have a reaction. She had none. And it's like it's just no fire, no spark between them. It's just nothing.
I'm about to be a downer. Are you ready? Chemo takes away your libido.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But there's no excuse for Thor 1. Thor the Dark World. Still no.
I can't speak to that.
So I didn't like the fact that she was back. Like I understand, like Mighty Thor, and girl power, and I appreciate that. But bruh, and her wig wasn't giving either.
No, it wasn't. It was bad. It was bad.
I'm upset that they completely, I said it before, they like just completely threw the budding romance between Valkyrie and Thor completely out the window, made her bisexual, which is fine, but like, okay, but what happened to the tension? They had chemistry in 3, and suddenly there's nothing. Weird to me. I don't like it. Also, there was a couple, like I said, one too many jokes. I did like seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy at the beginning of the film. I did like the villain. There was a couple other things that kind of bothered me a little bit. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it. I think this is my favorite Phase 4 Marvel movie. And I just thought it was just an entertaining watch.
Surprising.
That is hilarious. I enjoyed the movie. I went to go see it Saturday with some friends. I just remembered as I was going to go see this movie, like, oh wow, I have friends. So we went to go check this movie out, and it was really good. I mean, I feel like they had some momentum from Thor Ragnarok, right? So the first 2 movies they probably did very well. Yes, a lot of people really trying to that is trying to bow down. Now I was gonna get so there's like 6 movies of the Phase 4, and Thor 2 is Thor is going to be number 2 because I thought it was really good. I thought it was better than Doctor Strange, and it's beating SpiderMan. No, I'm not biased, but that was really good in Phase 4. Some of the things I liked. I do agree there was a little bit too much jokes. I think that they try to take that formula from Ragnarok and bring it here and then add more jokes, which I don't mind humor. I'm the kind of guy, I just don't take nothing serious. So I'm for that. But I can understand that could be a tad too much, especially for a character like Thor. Like Thor should just want to kick all kinds of ass. What's so funny?
This is so funny because earlier in the week, me and Jack listened to this podcast called Who Will Win. And there's this one judge specifically called Stefan Thomas. And that's my favorite judge. But Ron had the nerve to say then, too many jokes. And I'm like, bruh, you always cracking a joke and got the nerve to say.
Well, because I'm good at it.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, oh, that was rude. Wow, this will be my last time doing this with you guys. But don't boo me.
Boo.
Don't you boo me. We're on the same team, damn it.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get top shelf that is.
I had to bring it back.
But I can understand that there was a tab too many jokes. The costumes, I agree. I didn't even pay attention to the costumes so much, but the costumes really did stand out. It really did pop. Valkyrie. Anytime I saw Valkyrie, I said, "Oh, I was so happy to see her." And I'll say, because there's so many things to try to go through here. I wish I actually made notes on what spots I really liked. I love the goats. I love the goats. They kept yelling, and I love things that just yell. So I love the goats. And also too, I remember because you did a review on this not that long ago, see. But you was talking about I can't think of the guy's name, but his son, because he has a son in here.
I can't even say Heidel.
Yeah, like Heidel or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really cool seeing, like the kids get some play in here because the guy, he kidnaps the kids and these kids, and they have these little. I guess they just picked up anything, and they have the nice little fight scene. Something that you what I want to say, the visuals were cool. There was that scene where they go into the black and white world, which give it like a spin city. I think that's what it is, like that. It turns black and white. The chemistry between Thor and Jane, I didn't pay so much attention as much as you do, but I know you've said that for the longest.
Non-existent.
It's non-existent. Valkyrie, I mentioned something. One of you guys said she just turned bisexual. She was always bisexual. I think they just decided to go full-fledged with it. Matter of fact, I read something recently because I was trying to look for something online, and they said like people were really upset about Jane's character having cancer, and I know that's a really sensitive subject for anyone to view. They said they should have gave a warning. And I know not everyone reads the comics, but certain things I did like was that they did touch into the comics. Like that is something in the comics where when she has Mjolnir, that every time she wells it, it worsens the cancer. Now the difference with the comic is it gives you got more time and writing and stuff. In the movies, they're trying to move it along. Matter of fact, one of my friends, he was talking about something, but I would ask you guys this, because I thought we was going to see a lot more. Matter of fact, I'll say this. I was wrong. I sat here and said, Chris Hemsworth, he's done. She's going to take the mantle. And then it's shown that he's going to be, he's a daddy. He takes his kid, and he's raising. So he's going to be back for Thor 5, and he's going to fight Hercules. But do you think a Disney Plus show, because that's when they use those kind of shows to kind of flesh out character, do you think that would have been something good for I almost said Mary Jane, Jane's character? Like, do you think that's something that might have, because you could have got a little bit more?
I would have absolutely loved that. Because I need to see the time lapse of her getting used to her Thor powers. You know what I'm saying? And like really getting in her bag with Mjolnir. And I do want to touch on this because somebody made a comment about it. Does she actually go to Valhalla? Because earlier, okay, but remember when the lady that was with the big snowy god that got killed, the big monster?
Yeah, she didn't die in the battle.
She didn't die in battle. So I was like, wait, are we bending the rules for Dr. Jane Carter? Because
the lies,
she didn't die in battle. You know what I'm saying? The battle was over.
Mm-hmm.
But that was still the battle, no?
No, it was done.
What constitutes a battle? If the villain is still there? Like, what's the rules here?
That's interesting. Yeah, I do still believe that she died in battle.
She did, because Marvel made a loophole for her specifically to fit through. I'm just saying that she should not have, and she's supposed to burn in hell forever. Another thing is, another thing is, did you guys love the actors portraying the Thor? Like, remember when they were in the sea town?
That's his brother in real life. The one, that's his brother.
Luke Hemsworth And Matt Damon had me cracking up. And even right when the kids got snatched, and they were like, "Do you think that a play would be?"
I didn't hear it. No, did you hear that?
That was so funny.
They know their roles. They're like, we're not gonna save these kids, so we just do a play. So that's what they were down for.
They were so funny.
But was there and I guess we can get ready to wrap it up because I mean we'll be here all night talking about each and every scene. But was there any scenes that you really wish that because like you guys were mentioning, like you wanted to see more of Jane and her developing the powers and getting like more screen time on that and maybe more screen time for the villain. But was there any particular scenes or particular part where he's like, man, if this got more time, we could have flushed this out more because that's the thing you want to understand the character, you want to flush the character out as much as you can in this 2-hour movie. So was there any parts that you guys would have loved flushed out a little bit more?
I want to flush out to what happened to my romance between Thor and Valkyrie. I swear to God, they had a thing going on in Ragnarok, and I know she was bisexual, but they never really mentioned it because she had like her first love was one of her sisters who she was fighting like her war sisters, right? But then it was just like,
what'd you think?
I thought this was a category on Pornhub.
That's what I want to know what happened with that. I want to know what else I want to know. That's pretty much it. I want to know. Nobody mentioned Loki. Nobody's thinking back at good old brother Loki.
They
did not mention him once.
They didn't.
As far as I remember.
They didn't.
I can't recall them mentioning Loki at all. No.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that had Loki was because he had a tattoo on his back. That was about it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That was really about it.
A tramp stamp at that. One scene that I think could have fleshed out a little bit more, but maybe it's because I'm a weirdo and I saw the dark phone before, the night before, was when Voldemort was in the thing with the kids. And he was like, surprise, I'm in here. I was like, ah! But also the kids was all, ah! And I would have liked to see, him either mess with them a little further. Like, what? I guess he wouldn't do that because he had a daughter and, that's his whole motivation.
Yeah, I thought he would be more friendly to the kids because he has soft spots for kids.
Yeah. Oh, his kid.
But, hold on, another thing, right? He said, remember Thor was like, all of them are Asgardians, all the little kids, right?
Yeah.
And there was this one little kid, or at least a couple, but one.
Dude said, no, I'm not.
Yeah, and remember in the beginning of the movie when Thor was sleeping around with the little werewolf girl? That's Thor's baby.
Stop it!
That's Thor's
Stop it!
Child, illegitimate child. He took to do Asgard on the low.
Just so he don't ever pay child support. Hey, I would have liked for there to have been more something like the kids getting trained once they got back from the kidnapping felt oddly placed. Like they hadn't been trained at all beforehand, and then suddenly they get a pep talk, and suddenly they're with it. Like it just felt a little rando from them being scared little kittens to.
I guess the only thing to try to make it make sense is that they never had to deal with anything since Thanos, and I think Thanos was like that last big threat. So now they're just trying to live life as kids. And now this guy comes out of the shadow realm and he's kidnapping kids. And now they're like, now we got to teach you guys something because we can't let this ever happen again. It's like one of them life lessons things.
It's like they're Asgardian though. So they're like a race of warriors. And they even showed like.
Well, you got to remember too, this is the new Asgardian as well too.
Yeah.
I would say that new Asgardian, I don't think is as like traditional, like original Asgard, if that makes sense. Like this is new Asgard. So now they're like, I mean, for God's sake, in fucking Endgame, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say fuck, but fuck. Thor sits here and he's playing the PlayStation. Like, come on, that's not what Asgard is. So that's my point. I just think it's just so different.
It was interesting. I really like the kids being tough at the end. The little stuffed animal was funny and amusing as a weapon, especially the little girl wielding it was just.
Oh, they got into it.
That was hilarious, and I love the concept of the shadow realm. I hope we get to see a little bit more of that. The monsters felt like they was weak sauce to me. I'm surprised it took so much to exertion on behalf of the gods in order to beat them. But yeah, Shadow Realm, that was really interesting. I hope they bring that back some way, somehow. Oh, last but not least, they're doing an excellent job with having inanimate objects play these huge roles in defeating the bad guy or enhancing the bad guys. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool, like mystical items,
like the book, like,
and like the books. Well, both the book, the Darkhold, and the Book of Vishanti, which girl did not fulfill her role. The sword from this one, the lightning bolt, Zeus's lightning bolt from Shang-Chi, the
rings.
The bangles. I'm calling them bangles because they're bangles.
The bangles from Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel had her own bangles.
She got bangles.
Yes, bangles. But yeah, I'm just really into all of the little magical items that it feels very Harry Potter to me.
Oh,
which I like. I love the mystical magicalness of it all. It's really interesting. And I want to hear more like lore behind these different items. I think that's cool.
All right. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give this movie the thumbs up it deserves.
There we go. Well, you keep that up for me as well because I give it a thumbs up. I thought it was a really good movie. I picked it as my second favorite Thor movie. I feel like it's too early to say number one for me, but it's number two. The visuals was great. I thought that don't laugh at me. See, there was chemistry in this movie, and
the Hammer and Thor, because they had more chemistry than Jane and him.
I'm just gonna give a thumbs up. It was a good movie. You guys should check it out.
All right,
because if you watched Eternals, because that movie almost eternally put me to sleep.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be
the so badly.
Yeah, I skipped Eternals too. So you got.
I did too. Skipped to my loop.
I'm gonna be the antagonist and give this a thumbs down and say it could have been an email. It could have been if they would have drawn this story out, it could have been a Disney series. Maybe I would have been more interested. But this movie, I almost fell asleep at least twice. Yeah, it wasn't. And maybe it's because I saw the Black Phone the night before, and that movie was compelling. Okay, but this one just did not. It didn't hit for me. I'm sorry, Thor. You're fine.
I was gonna real quick. I mean, I guess we can end it like this. If you guys can rank, phase 4? Could you rank the movies? Like, how would you rank them? Like, what would be? I feel like everyone's gonna say Eternals, so you don't even have to say that's last.
Yeah, Eternals is bad. Shang-Chi, then
Black Widow counts.
Yeah, I know. SpiderMan, then Black Widow, then Strange, then this one. This is number one for me.
I'm gonna say. Oh wait, this is your number one.
Yeah,
this is number one. Okay.
What's number one? Not this one. Not old plot hole Doctor Strange.
Everyone likes a good hole. I'm gonna say
there's a joke in there.
In the hole. I'm gonna say
in the hole
that what is it? I didn't see Eternals, so I'm just
lucky you. Why are you bragging?
I'm still gonna give it the last spot just because it did not compel me to see it. Then the next one I'm gonna say, what's her face? Black Widow, because girl, don't nobody care. I didn't care when she died in the Avengers, whatever, and I ain't care now. She died, right? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I did. I'll say Shang-Chi. Then I hate to put Shang-Chi after Thor, but I'm gonna say Thor. Then Doctor Strange. Then Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is that dude.
It is. I was gonna say my list is pretty similar because I definitely got Eternals, Black Widow.
Wait, which Spider-Man is this? The ones with all three of them?
With no plot.
With the trio Spider-Mans?
The spiders are trio. The trios are spiders.
Yeah, that's number one. What? You gave Thor 1 over Spider-Man?
At least it had a decent plot. The other one was just nostalgia. That's the plot.
Spider-Daddy?
Spider-Daddy is great, but golly, he can't save the whole film.
She said golly.
You know, serious when she drops the golly.
Right.
It's a done deal. When she does golly or calls you a gump, it's a serious thing.
It was a perfect amount of fan service in that movie. So
that's all.
And they didn't fully rely on it like Doctor Strange.
No character development. Well, I can't lie. There was character development, but no plot. It's a whole bunch of bullshit going on. And thank God Toby and Andrew came back, because otherwise it would have been a flop.
Jamie Foxx's character developed hair, so I don't want to hear that.
That's true. No, she's not lying. He did. He had a crisp hairline too. I was pretty jealous of that. That shit was kind of crisp, like Popeye's chicken.
So what you got?
Oh, my list.
In this episode, you got a show to do at 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Boom. Internals, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Thor, and Spider-Man.
Oh,
okay.
Like Thor's number 2, Spider-Man's number 1. What are you talking about?
Thor is number 2 because it was shite.
Bye. Thanks for watching, everyone. You heard the blasphemy from these two, and you heard.
You'll hear more from me later tonight too.
So yeah, in just a few moments, join Jack on Unpopular Review, because they will be talking about the latest episode of some wrestling show. What is it?
Wrestling. There's links in there. There's links to wrestling. There's links to the gaming. There's a link to, well, you advertise your YouTube. Don't you have a YouTube or something like that?
Oh, I do have a YouTube. You can join me for more trailer reviews and animes and watch-alongs with me on my channel, See the Superior. See the Superior on all platforms, by the way. So subscribe and chill out with me there.
Let's go home, because we'll be here and talk all night. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Adios.